People think Kenny is my friend. Kenny is not my friend. I got a call from the TP Kenny Kunene yesterday. As you remember when I was in Namibia. I was in Namibia, and I got a call from him to say, I need to speak to you about something that happened. I said, I can't speak now. Can I call you back? He said, yeah, sure. So I called him back. I said, what happened? He said, no, he first said to me, remember I told you about this thing I'm following up on, some story. I said, yeah, you didn't tell me the story. You just told me that there's something big that you're following up. Excuse me. He says, yeah, I went there, and then he was supposed to meet somebody, and the person said, no, let's meet at this house. And they sent him a location pin. And they sent him a location pin of the house that they were supposed to have met, where they would meet. He said it's his first time at the house. He's never been to the house. And that's why they had to send him a location pin. And he came there. It was this journalist boy. When they got there, he said they were just sitting. He doesn't know this guy. He knows the other guy that sent him the location pin. He doesn't know the girl's guy, the owner of the house. And they sat down. As they sat down, the cops came through the thing. And they said, everybody on the floor and whatever. He said, yeah, he went on the floor. Like everybody on the floor, he knows he has done nothing wrong. So he went on the floor. And then one of the cops says, hey, Kenny Kunene, it's you. What you doing here? He says, no, I came to talk to these people here. I came with that. They said, do you know this guy? Kenny says, no, I don't know this guy. They said to him, you don't know this guy. What you doing in his house? He said, no, I don't know the guy. They said, but you're at his house. How did you get here if you don't know him? He said, no, this guy, and he's pointing to the other guy, sent me location pin to this guy. I don't know this guy. If you ever spoken to the guy? He says, I've never spoken to this guy. They said, can we take your phone? He says, yeah, fine, you can take my phone. I got nothing to hide. So they take his phone, they check. They then came back and they said, hey, Kenny, we're so sorry. Here's your phone. You can leave. You can leave. They gave him his phone, they checked, and he left. He never hid it from me. He told me, this is what happened. I asked, who else did you tell? He says, no. I just told you and our friends what happened. I said, is it? Sure. I said, yeah, this thing, we must prepare because it's going to leak out anyway. This morning, I think he called, he spoke a little bit again, telling me. And then I was in cabinet today and in plenary. And so we had a private conversation this morning, which I'm going to share here. A conversation where we disagreed on a matter. And when I just saw like everybody's talking about it, this thing is everywhere. This thing is everywhere. And I want to come and talk about this. So the thing is everywhere. People say Kenny's involved and whatever. Now, I only have 3 parts to the story tonight. This is the first part. I told you the first part. The second part is what I'm going to tell you who that guy. The newspapers asked me, do you believe Kenny Kunene's story? I said, of course. Of course I believe his story. I knew I told Kenny a while ago to say the media hates us, he must, because when he got involved in politics, in positions of the state, he had one of the best online companies. I said to him, we must use this company again. He says he can't. He already gave it to some young people. He promised them. And I said, as long as they bring PA stories, because we don't want to talk to the media. So I knew already that he's given it to young people. I know that. He told me, when I asked him, listen, I said, I want to buy newspapers. I want to buy a newspaper because we don't get a fair shake. The day get all the... He said to me, he says, hey, it's going to be, I can't do that because I've given my word. Right. That's the first point. So to all the media that ask me, do you believe what Kenny said? 100%. I do. I believe him 100%. 100%. I know this man. Let me tell you who's Kenny Kunene. People think Kenny is my friend. Kenny is not my friend. Kenny was my friend. Kenny has gone past being a friend. He became the brother I never had.